Hey guys, welcome to my Nursery Makeover series. In case you missed it, I only have a few months to transform this junk room into a beautiful nursery. In the last video, I talked all about our Pinterest inspiration and the design plan. I took everything out of the room, organized everything neatly, so now we have a nice blank space where we can finally start working on projects. This week, I patched up our old parquet floors, I touched up some drywall, and then I installed these two Ikea Pax units. I'm going to walk you through the entire process, but first let's take a look at where this room started. So initially this room had a closet in the left corner, a door going into the office, and a closet from the office jutting into the right corner. My dad was in town a few months ago and helped us demo this whole wall. We took the closets out and closed up the door to create a clean blank wall. I cleared the entire room out and organized our junk neatly. I got rid of a bunch of stuff, which felt amazing. Now we have a nice blank room ready for projects. My dad patched up the big seams and joints before he left. I just had to apply a few coats of mud to feather everything out and sand it all down. I only worked on the areas that were going to be visible because most of this wall will be covered by the Ikea units. We have old parquet floors and they have some very cool character, but they are a pain in the butt to replace. Thankfully, we had some spare pieces left over. I cut them down to fit in the gaps and used some strong adhesive to secure them in place. It looks like a mess now, but I was able to clean them and polish them up nice. So I'm a big fan of the Ikea Pax closet system. I've used it multiple times and I think it's a great product for the price. I love all the customizations and I know it's going to be super helpful in our nursery as the baby grows older. So if you've never used the Ikea Pax planner before, I'm going to walk you through it really quick and I'll show you how I designed our two Pax units. Okay, so I have the Ikea Pax planner up. I'll leave the link to this in the description below. I'm going to create a new design. The first thing that I'm going to do is change the dimensions of the room. I'm going to go to the frames and choose the depth and height of the frame we want. For closets, I go with the deeper 22-inch frame and the full height 92-inch frame. We have 8-foot ceilings, so this will give us a few inches to play with to add some crown molding. There's 4 different units to choose from, including a corner unit. I've played around with the design and decided to go with 2 of the largest 39-inch wide units. This will give us enough room to put the crib or a rocking chair in between the units. Now that I have the frame set, I'm going to play around with the interiors, so let's take a look at what we have. There's so many different types of clothing racks, shelves, drawers, baskets, shoe storage. They have pull-out hangers for pants, pull-out trays for jewelry and sunglasses, so many different options. So in this right unit, I'd like to have 4 drawers with a few hanging rods and a few shelves. Since baby clothes are so tiny, we can double up the clothing rods here for now. For the left unit, we'd like to keep it mostly shelves for storing boxes of diapers, baby gear, and other miscellaneous items. Next up, I'm going to add some doors. They have a whole bunch of different doors to choose from. I'm going to go with a more traditional double door. Once you choose your doors, it'll tell you if any of your interior items are in the way of the door hinges. It looks like I'll have to move the top shelf and the bottom drawer out of the way here. I'm going to add those back in, but just adjust them differently. I recommend adding your doors first and then working on the interior so you don't have to backtrack. This is something that we will be able to adjust as the baby gets older, and that's what I love about these Ikea units is that you can customize and change things around as much as you want. Okay, so that looks pretty good there. Here's what the doors look like on. You can also go over here and choose some different handles. They have a bunch of different handle options, but I'm going to add my own hardware later on. They also have a bunch of different organizers to choose from, like these little fabric boxes, jewelry organizers for the trays, tall folding compartments. They even have lights that you can add to the Ikea Pax units. So lots of different options, but that is all I need for right now. So they show you the price right here at the top, and all you do is finalize your order. They will add all the components that you need to your shopping cart. If you live close to an IKEA, you can do curbside pickup for free, or you can have the items delivered. You'll have to check and see if you're in the range of delivery. I decided to go with delivery, which was really nice because they just dropped everything right into the nursery. Now it's time for the first of many tedious furniture assemblies for the nursery. I don't think it's possible to complete a nursery without some sort of annoying IKEA-like assembly. Thankfully, I've assembled these many times, so I was prepared and familiar with the process. The only thing different this go around is that I couldn't crack open a drink while assembling it. The unit frames are assembled and now I can install them. I pushed the units in place, leaving them about 1.5 inches away from the wall. I made sure to leave that gap at the wall so that the doors are able to open all the way with the handle on it. I made sure the units were level. These have self-leveling feet, so you can screw the feet up and down depending on where you need to move it to get it level. I leveled each of the units and then grabbed some strong drywall anchors to secure the units to the back wall. It would be ideal to secure these units to studs in the wall, but I wasn't able to do that, so I used some of these heavy-duty anchors. The units have these brackets in the top corners so that you can easily secure some screws through the bracket and into your wall. Now it's time for the fun part, which is adding all the interior attachments. I secured all the drawers, shelves, and rods according to my initial IKEA plan. Now that the units are secured, I'm going to fill the gaps against the wall and install some spacers. I cut some 2x4s down as my spacers to fit in the gap against the wall, and at the top of the unit, I'll be securing a trim piece to hide the vertical gap, and then at the top, I'll be securing the crown molding into these spacer blocks. I nailed in each of the blocks with some brad nails. I ripped down a primed 1x3 board to fit in the vertical gap, so this is flush with the unit. I will do some caulking and touch-up paint here later on. I nailed the primed trim to each of the spacer blocks. At the top of the units, I nailed in a few blocks as well. Like I said, this is what the crown molding will be nailed to. The vertical gaps are hidden and the unit is ready for base trim and crown molding. Parquet floors look great too. You would never suspect any patch job. Okay, so just a few things I wanted to point out. I know it looks very unfinished, but this is about as far as I can go for right now. So if you missed it, I had to bring the units away from the wall about 1.5 inches so that when my doors are open and the handle is on there, the drawers slide out all the way. If I installed the units flat against the wall, the drawers wouldn't be able to open. So that's something to keep in mind if you're installing these units. I was able to rip down a 1x3 and nail it to my spacers so that hides the gap nice. And then one more thing with the base trim and the crown molding, I'm planning to do that later on. I'm doing wallpaper on the top half of the walls and then a wall molding on the bottom half, and then the base trim and the crown molding will go on last. This molding will make such a huge difference. It'll make the units look more custom and built in and give them a more high-end look. Devin and I received our first set of baby clothes. My sister sent us a cute package with some baby items. I wanted to open up the onesies to see how they fit in the units. Once I get some hangers, I may have to adjust the rods a bit, but that shouldn't be an issue. I cannot wait to fill this closet with all the cute baby clothes, diapers, and other necessities. That is it for this video. In the next video, I'll be installing wallpaper, trimming out this big window, and working on a few other small projects. Thank you guys so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already so you don't miss out on any of the nursery makeover.